Okay, so we are officially live on our YouTube channel.
I know you.
Oops, I forgot to change the thing. Hold on, coming out. I forgot to change from Pi Talks in now. Hold on, YouTube family. We are coming. I keep forgetting, YouTube is taped and people can go back and see.
My son's been playing nice woman for about 6 months.
Just 1 minute. We are getting better. Okay. Now we are live. Now we're going live on the Tickety Talkity. Let me get you ladies up. Um, there you go. Asia, why I don't see you on TikTok? I see Ashley. Asia, can you invite ask yourself to come up on TikTok for me, please? I'm like, we didn't have all this static last week.
You just got to make sure your volume is off on one.
How can I let my volume off? I don't understand. Oh, the volume down? No, I'm still getting feedback. I don't know. That's weird. Okay, it's gone. Maybe it wasn't me. Okay. All right, y'all. Well, welcome. Welcome to Pi Talks with the Purifications International team. I don't know what happened to Rajani. Oh, here, Raj, we got to add Raj back to the studio. Okay, there she is. All right, so tonight we are here with the Pi team. You have myself, the CEO, Arike. You have Ashley Thomas, who is one of our a founding alumni and in regional director in Texas. You have Rashani Nicole down the bottom there, who is also a foundational alumni and she's regional and she is in Georgia. And then we have baby girl Josephina, who is our newest, and she is in her pathway to becoming a facilitator. And so she is in Florida, and we are happy, so happy, glad to have her with us and on the team, as she has definitely made her position and made her spot. So we give thanks for that. So tonight we're going to talk about a heavy topic. Now, my internet is still a little shaky. TikTok. If I go out on you, run over to YouTube. The ladies are going to keep going until I can come back in. Okay. But yeah, so do that. Okay, so let's get ready to get started. This is a serious topic tonight, and I will tell you, I have been mentoring for a few decades, just a few decades. And this topic right here is one that really stands out with about 90, if not 98% of the young women that come into my life. Not might necessarily be this exact topic or things that we're talking about, but the fact that a lot of young women and their moms are not communicating, and there's something going on. And like I said, I've been doing this now for 3 decades, so this is not something new. This is for 3 decades, all across the country, that we have a disconnect going between the mother and the daughter. So let's talk about it a little bit tonight. And so, again, welcome to Pie Talks. And tonight we are entering sacred ground. Okay. Tonight we're talking about the mama wound and the daughter's dreams, and the places where love and betrayal collided. And so many of us learned mistrust, um, unfortunately, in our own homes. And sometimes the first heartbreak wasn't a man at all, if we're honest. For a lot, it was actually our own moms. And so when you feel unseen, when you feel compared to others, when you feel unsupported, when you feel emotionally abandoned, that absolutely shapes how you trust women. It shapes how you build sisterhood. And so tonight, we're not here to blame. Listen, I was a young teen mom myself. So I understand growing up with my children and making mistakes. So we're not here to blame. That's for certain. We are here to understand, to release, and to transform. So, because this is a hard topic, let's start with regulation in breathing. So, place one hand on your chest if you feel comfortable. If not, that's okay too. And one on your womb space. Okay. So, one hand up and one hand down on your womb space. And now let's inhale forgiveness. And as we exhale, we're going to exhale all resentment. So let's begin with a deep inhale. Hold. And when you're ready, release. So again, let's do that. We're going to inhale forgiveness. And we're going to exhale any resentment. Inhale. And one more time. Inhale. Hold and feel that peace and that stillness. And when you're ready, exhale. Ashe. So I'm going to pass it on to, that's somebody else's. Okay. I'm going to pass it on to Rashani, to help us unpack what this wound looks like in real life. Rash?
Let's see if I can mic check 1, 2. No echo. Okay.
No echo.
Where is it? Hello, hello. Okay, so TikTok is muted. Someone else's turn their mic down.
Maybe it's my turn to mute. If I mute, that's not going to mute everybody, right?
Turn your phone's volume speaker down.
What the heck did this just do? Sorry, y'all. We're still learning. I don't know how to mute TikTok.
Okay, mic check.
I'm just going to take my volume down, see if that helps.
Mic check 1, 2.
Try now, Raj.
Okay, there we go. Hey, everybody. All right. So, what does the mama wound look like? Okay. You can't hear me? Okay. You can't hear me.
Can y'all hear her? Okay.
She turned her volume down, y'all, so she forgot.
Yeah, like I can't hear if I turn the volume down. I thought I'd be able to hear you on YouTube, but I can't. All right. I apologize. Go
it's
ahead,
all
y'all.
good. Look at this is the beauty of the multi-generational, right?
We got 4 generations here, people.
So what the mama wound looks like, it can feel like your dreams were minimized. Maybe you
Mhm.
shared something and mom just didn't hear you, right? Or you're competing with your mom instead of feeling nurtured, because well, maybe you're feeling emotionally neglected. Parentification, which when I looked it up, I believe it's like when you parent, you're parenting your parent. If I right. So maybe instead of mom looking out for you or taking care of you, you found yourself taking care of her for whatever her situation might have been like. A mama wound may look like growing up too fast. And a part of
Mhm.
it could be part of parentification or it could be part of other reasons. Maybe you developed quickly and so you were seen as an object sooner than you should have been. And mom didn't protect you, maybe like she should have. Or being told that you're too much, right? That yeah, calm down, sit down, be quiet, you're doing too much. Sometimes the mama wound isn't abusive, like it's not abuse, it's not the physical hitting. Sometimes it's silence or comparison or
Mhm.
being told to shrink, right? And when a daughter feels unsupported, she feels like she has to do it alone.
Mhm.
And that independence can look strong, right? That strong, independent Black woman,
Yeah.
persona, but it's often an armor. And yeah, it's more of an armor than a badge of honor. And when we
Yeah.
carry that armor into adulthood, it can affect how we trust other women. And so,
And so that was excellent and so much there to unpack. Um, just real quick, a brief overview of the comparison. I've seen that a lot. The daughter looks just like her mom, and now the daughter's starting to fill out, and now mom's normally with what we call Pookie, somebody that's a broken guy. And some of them start looking at the daughter who looks like a younger version of the mother. And, the mother literally, I will say this, in incidents where this has happened, 95%, if not 99% of the girls that I've walked with was the case of why they end up leaving their house. Not all of them, but when I say that, for the most part, the ones that had this going on were the ones that got put out their house at 14, 15, 16 years old because mom chose the guy. Mom chose not to listen to the daughter. Mom called the daughter fast. Mom called the daughter whatever the sicko boyfriend was calling the daughter, mom was calling the daughter, and that breaking at such a young age absolutely does something to us in the way that we look at love, in the way we look at relationship with other women, trusting women, and all these things. So, I really want us to really think about this in society right now, where we're at right now, the way that the family is so broken. And so, with that, I'll go ahead and pass it on to Asia. Good job, Raj.
Hi, can you hear me? On both platforms?
Yeah, it's your
Okay,
turn.
cool. Okay, so I'm going to be talking about mistrust of women and sisterhood trauma. So let's talk about something we don't always say out loud. I don't trust women.
Mhm.
Some of us don't say it directly, but we feel it. It shows up as guarded friendships, silent
Mhm.
competition, expecting betrayal, difficulty collaborating, always waiting for the switch up.
Mhm.
And if we're honest, for many of us, the first woman we ever loved hurt us. Maybe it was our mother, maybe a grandmother, maybe a sister, maybe a best friend. When the first woman who was supposed to protect you wounds you, your nervous system doesn't forget.
Yeah.
So what do? We overperform, we isolate, we compare, we protect. We become hyper independent. We say, I don't need female friends. We say women are messy. We say, I just vibe better with men.
Mhm.
But what if that's not a preference? What if it's just protection? And here's the hard truth: protection can become projection. Not
Mhm.
every woman is your mother. Not every woman is your childhood friend who betrayed you. Not every woman is competing with you. But unhealed wounds makes us react as if they are. So we enter rooms defensive, we read tone as attack, we interpret distance as rejection, we embrace ourselves before anything even happens. That's not trauma. That's trauma, not intuition.
Mhm.
And trauma will convince you that isolation is safety. But isolation also keeps you from experiencing healthy sisterhood.
Yes.
So I want to ask something gently. How many of you struggle to fully trust women? Not on the surface, but deeply, fully, without guarding. And where do you think that started for you? Was it a woman who disappointed you? Was it a friendship that collapsed? A mother wound you never processed?
I
You
would
know what? I
say,
want to. I want to answer, and anybody else can feel free to chime in as well. That was really good. You know, for me, this is ironically the one area I tell um, the butterflies. I tell y'all all the time that I don't understand it because me and my mother were best friends. My mother was my protector. She was like, I wanted to have a daughter just so that I could emulate the relationship that me and my mother had. And I ended up having three boys trying to have that one girl. I just wanted one girl. That's it. And I kept trying. And, you know, my first son, the first one, I had a boy, and then right after I had my daughter, and y'all know what happened. My daughter's not with us, and then I tried again and kept having boys. But the one thing where I can understand is when my mom died, and I really needed women. I really needed guidance. And that's really kind of how this whole organization started, was that I was in a toxic group of young women that that thought the things that we were doing made us, you know, extraordinary or whatever. And it was really performative. It was like everything that pseudo love is what I was involved in, not knowing, but yet calling myself a good woman. So not having a woman who is healthy to sit down with, to talk with, to figure out life, um, things went really bad real fast, real quick. And so this is a big reason why this organization has even started. Because although this is the one thing that me and the butterflies I can't really understand that, but I can after my mother passed away. Because to this day, no elder woman has come in to lead me, to guide me, to teach me, to train me, anything. And so again, this is why this is so important, you know, for me to give back and to understand that this is why in our whole function 18 through 24 gets the most attention from me, because I know 18 through 24 is the biggest transition of our lives, where we're literally walking out of people looking at us like kids and stuff, And then by 24, we should have some type of foundation and know where we're going. And when those years are not developed properly, it literally can spin you in years of trying to figure stuff out. Love, relationships, it can just really, when you're not solid and you don't get that foundation, it can really, some women just don't never evolve ever, And so this is why 18 through 24, I think it's really important that we come together and we come back and we walk with them through that time to give them a solid foundation of what love is. What is true love? What does true love really look like? What is the character? What is the essence of it? And so, just coming back to, I just, remember the stories of so many, and it was really, they start to develop. And Pookie decided he wanted a younger version and decided he was going knocking on doors in the middle of the night. And when the daughter came and told the mama didn't believe her. And unfortunately, I've had that story time and time again in the 3 decades that I've been doing this work. So that was really great. Baby girl Josephina, great job. Great job.
I wasn't dying.
And
I just
so-
was asking a question.
Yes, no, that was
you're
great.
not done? Sorry.
No, I'm not done. I was
I
just
have a
asking a question.
response.
Yeah.
I would
Let
like
me
to
be quiet
say to
then.
the question. So
Ashley has something to say.
my grandmother had 5 girls who had a bunch of girls who had a bunch of girls.
Can y'all hear her?
So can you guys hear me?
I can't hear her.
Okay. So
She's not
I would
unmuted
have-
on TikTok.
Huh?
You're not unmuted on TikTok.
But can you hear me over there?
I
Oh,
can
she's
hear
still
you.
on mute. That's why I can't hear her.
Yeah, well, because they can hear me on
I can
TikTok
hear you,
through
Ash.
through
I-
this.
On
through
both-
Unmute
on both of
yourself
them, I
on
can hear you.
TikTok, Ashley.
Yes. Anywho, so I was around women my whole life. We were
Can
taught
y'all hear
that
her on TikTok? I can't. I don't know. Just go on talk. I can't hear her on nothing. Go ahead.
I was taught that we were all taught that we are always there for each other, no matter what. Nobody else counts. Everybody has done crazy, horrible things to each other, and we still just supposed to act like it didn't happen and just stay there, right? So then when you go out into the world, you don't know what to trust, who to trust. Should you be around anybody? Because of the people who were closest to you, the people you love the most, the people who love you the most, damaged you over and over again. You were just supposed to let it go. You're not getting no apologies. You're not trying to, nothing ever happened, right? That was 2 weeks ago.
Right.
So then when I went out into the world, I was very skittish to be around women. I would meet one woman and that was my girlfriend, my friend girl.
Yeah.
I have no other female friends, So I get it. I definitely get it. It wasn't until I was probably, man, what you think, Shell? 30?
Yeah.
But before I started,
A long time. Ashley did not do women. Period. Okay.
it was probably about 30 before I started, recognizing the trauma that I had from my own family, who I love.
Yes.
And they love me, but
Yes.
we do not know how to treat each other. We do not know how to respect each other. We do not know how to care for each other. We do not know how to call each other out when we're supposed to. We do now, but then we didn't. And it took a lot. And like I said, we just, all of us were, like I said, the people that you love, the women that you love were our first trauma. And it was all of them. It wasn't like it was one of them. It was all of them, all of us, me too.
Yeah. I know I was trying to tell her she's muted on TikTok. So are you, Raj. So hopefully maybe they can hear her. That's why I have my phone close to my laptop. So hopefully they can hear her through my TikTok. Because
Asia,
what?
can you hear me on TikTok?
No, you guys, you and Raj are muted.
I can
on
only hear because of Miss Enrique.
Right, I know. And that's what I was doing on purpose, so it doesn't get the echo.
Oh,
Yes.
Oh, okay. So you
Yeah.
can hear her, Josephina, on TikTok.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I tested this the last time we did it too. I did the
Okay.
same thing. Yeah.
Okay, good, because this is really good. This is really good.
Awesome.
Okay.
Anybody else want to answer the question? Or
Anybody else?
Yeah, I wanted to chime in too. As far as, and it's as far as the whole like not trusting women. I always just thought it was because I didn't consider myself girly. You know, it's kind of more tomboyish, you know, or it's like it was a weird mix between like kind of being nerdy and like a tomboy. And so like my you know, where I fit wasn't really like a clean box or anything like that per se. And then my close friend circles, over time they all ended up and then I won't say they all because it was only like one circle of two other people. Right, but whoa. Sorry, y'all. But you know, eventually those kind of end up, you know, fading away. But actually, when you were talking about like you know, just the doing stuff and not talking about just moving on, right? Like nothing happened. Like I experienced that as well, but not so much just as a woman thing. I felt just more as like an unhealed thing. Like we don't want to, you know, people that I've experienced just not wanting to take accountability or things of that nature. So that makes it hard to trust people, period, you know? And that's why, you know, this work is so important because it does give us that space to like, you know, pause, reflect, look at ourselves, you know, so that way we can move forward into other relationships in a more healthy way. But yes, I have experienced the struggle of the trust struggle as well.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing. That was wonderful. And you guys can put things in the comments on any of the platforms that we're on and share in the conversation if you would like. And okay, baby girl, back to you.
okay. Thank you all for your responses. I'm going to continue to say that sisterhood trauma is real, but so is sisterhood healing.
Yeah.
There are women who will celebrate you, protect your name in rooms you're not in,
Yes.
collaborate without competing, correct you without humiliating you, love you without trying to become you.
Mm-hmm.
But you cannot experience safe women if you treat every woman like she's unsafe.
Mm.
Healing requires discernment, not walls. You don't have to overperform to be accepted. You don't have to shrink to avoid competition. You don't have to isolate to protect yourself from betrayal. You deserve friendship where you can exhale. And here's the deeper layer. Sometimes mistrust doesn't just shape our relationship with women, it shapes our relationship with ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Because if the first woman we loved struggled, sacrificed, or made herself small, we can unconsciously decide that's what womanhood is supposed to look like. So we repeat it. Not because we want to, but
Thank you
because
for the
it's
love,
what we
Ramon. We
learned.
see you. Go ahead.
We dim our light, we play small, we
Mm-hmm.
stall our own becoming. Not because we aren't capable, but because somewhere inside we think our growth might feel like betrayal.
Okay, they say you're echoing badly.
That's because I can hear you on your phone.
Okay, how's that?
Hello. I don't hear myself anymore.
Hello. Okay, how's that?
Hello. I don't hear
Better.
my own echo.
He
Okay.
says it's better. Thank you.
Okay. We're gonna play it back.
Yes.
We dim our light. We play small. We stall our own becoming. Not because we aren't capable, but because somewhere inside we think our growth might feel like betrayal. And that's why this next conversation matters. Because healing the mother line isn't just about trust, it's about destiny. And Ashley is going to take us there.
Let me unmute. How am I doing? All
I
right.
can hear you on StreamYard. Mute over here.
Okay. Daughter dreams install destinies. Let's talk about something we don't always say out loud. How many of us learn to play small without realizing it? Not because we're incapable, not because we don't have vision, and not because God didn't give us something big, but because somewhere deep down, we didn't want to outgrow our mothers.
Mhm.
Sometimes we shrink because she struggled.
Mhm.
If she never got to travel, then we don't go. If she never started a business, then we might delay ours. If she sacrificed everything, we feel guilty for wanting more. And it's subtle. We'll say things like, I'm just being realistic. It's not the right time, maybe later. But in reality, it's fear or it's guilt. It's this quiet belief that our success might feel like her failure. And it's heavy. Some daughters dim their light because they think shining too bright might hurt the woman who raised them. But hear me clearly. Your dream is not betrayal. Your growth is not disloyalty. And your elevation is not disrespect.
Mhm.
Healing the mother line doesn't mean resenting her. It means honoring her sacrifices by becoming what she didn't get a chance to be.
Mhm.
It means saying, because you survived, I can soar. And some of us, we haven't failed. We've just been self-protecting, self-sabotaging, and abandoning dreams before they even had a chance to live, right? But today, we stop shrinking. We
Mhm.
stop dimming. We stop postponing the calling on our life. Your destiny does not require your mother to stay small. It requires all of us to grow and you to celebrate what she has given you.
Yes.
Now I want to transition this back over to Enrique.
Well, can y'all hear me on both platforms? I don't know. My volume's up, down. I don't know. I'm upside down. That was wonderful. So, for everybody to know that does not know, this is part of their training. These young ladies are being trained up and geared up um, to go into the community and to bring forth this healing, this what you see us doing here is 4 generations. And the way that I've been blessed to be in their lives. Ashley, since she was 17, Roshni, since she was 22, and baby girl just got here with us a few months ago. But to be able to be with them and to see their transition, to walk with them, to be with them as they transition through womanhood has helped me grow, has helped me develop as well. And so this is why we're now coming on live, sharing and showing as we are opening up, our little community to other women out there that might be struggling. Look, I know that we focus on women, but it has a lot to do with our brothers as well. Because when we are together and we heal, it helps heal the community. Most of us are raising children, not to say there's not single fathers, because my oldest son is a single father, okay, raising his son by himself. However, what I'm saying is that this container that we have created right here is because it is so necessary. I see other butterflies. Hey, I can't remember names right now. Well, I can't remember her name right now. Courtney. Hey, Courtney. So, but let's really talk about the main thing, which is forgiveness and reframing the mother line. So, let's talk about an understanding that all of our moms were daughters before they were moms. Just think about that. Sometimes we don't think about that. We just see mom as mom. But also remembering that at one point in time, mom was also a little girl. Thinking, could there be generational trauma? Could mom have gone through some things that we don't know about? Or you got some of the mothers that clearly let you know all that they've been through because of the trauma and re-traumatize you with that. Understanding that many moms were raising in survival mindset. For myself, I was a young mom. I was married at 18, but I was also a young mom. And I will tell you, I didn't have a mindset of somebody that was mature, knew what she was doing. I was in the height of domestic violence, drug addiction, alcohol, I mean, you name it, all that stuff. And so I was raising my children in survival mode. Okay. And so now breaking cycles. How do we break those cycles? How do we come back and break the cycles? And some people overcompensate, some people undercompensate. Well, I didn't have nothing and I made it. So you gonna make it with what I gave you. You know what I'm saying? So, all types of things in circles. Sometimes we overcompensate because I didn't have nothing. Now I'm going to go for crazy and be the boss chick. You know what I'm saying? And have that attitude, that stank attitude of some of those things. But breaking the cycles is what we're focusing on now. It's why we're together now. It's why we're here now. It's why this organization exists, is so that we can break the cycles. Because we also know, as I said, although we do have single fathers out there, as my son is one, the majority is mothers raising our children. And this is a part of the course that I'm just going to share a little bit. One of the things that we talk about, or I mentioned in the course, is if you have children, have you apologized to your children? And people go, huh? And I said, listen, I love my sons. I love my sons, and I know you love your children too. However, I put holes in my children, not intentionally, not on purpose, but because I myself was broken. I myself were doing things so wrong that because of that, because I didn't have my lens on right, my children were hurt. My sons were molested. I don't talk about that a lot. But I'm helping and rescuing girls, they molesting my kids. I don't talk about that, but it happened. One person that I gave my trust to, opened my house to, molested my son. And it's you know, it's a double standard, because they say, oh, an older woman gave him, you know, da 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 da, and it's looked on like a badge of honor. But if those roles were reversed, and a grown, older boy did that to a young girl, he'd be in jail right now. I didn't find out till much later, years later. They knew better. They knew, they protected her. Everybody that knew protected her because, you know, but anyway, I digress. But breaking those cycles, what I'm saying is that when we ourselves are broken and we start having families, when we ourselves have not been put back together again, and we connect ourselves with other people and we start having children, if we're not careful, if we don't start to heal, if we don't stop for a second and realize that maybe the path that we're on is not the best path, that you inadvertently will put holes in your children, and then the cycle continues. So now I have 3 grown sons that have ACEs, adult childhood experiences, from things that happened from when they were young. So did I break the cycle? Or did we keep it? So now my sons are in their 30s and 40s. And now I'm trying to, hey, listen, hey, look, hey, listen. And I'm still trying to bring that correction and those things into their life. But unfortunately, I've already seen it go to the next generation of my grandson, who has now gone through trauma with his mother abandoning him finding his grandmother passed away, and now being pulled from that safety from women to living with a father that wasn't prepared to be a father. And so now he inadvertently put holes in his son, even though now they get along great. But those years, those formative years of us developing, and we have to learn to break the cycles. And that's why we're here. And this is why we do this work, to break the cycles. Okay. Our mothers did not mother from freedom. Many of them mothered from survival, like myself. I was in an abusive relationship. My husband was very abusive. And just, you know, how do you really mother in that environment? And so forgiveness is also something that, just because I forgave didn't mean that it didn't hurt. Just because I forgave didn't mean that the scar is not there. But me forgiving said that I'm not going to carry this another day. Me forgiving was for myself to say, I'm not going to carry this another day. So healing the mother line means to stop expecting mom to become who she never had the tools to be. Let me say that again. Stop expecting mom to be or to become who she never had the tools to be. And allow her to become the woman that's needed. Same thing about the father. Forgiving dad isn't about saying that it's okay that you abandoned me. Forgiving dad doesn't mean that it's okay that you used to beat me till I had bruises, because that's what we do in the Black community. We whip our kids as a badge of honor. But where do we get that from? We get that from slavery. Huh? Yes. If you know, the master chose a Negro to whip the slaves. And that Negro would whip you worse than the master because he didn't want to get beat. And so finally, eventually, mama said, hey, look, I'll do it. Let me beat my son. Let me beat my daughter. And that is now still in our damn community. And nobody has figured it out because no other nationality takes leather and literally beats the bricks off of their children until they came around black folks. White folks put their kids in timeout, and we said, you're putting your kids in timeout? That ain't doing nothing. But not knowing and understanding the psychological abuse that we're continuing on our children, on their body, the attack on their body. Because another thing, most time when you're disciplining, you're not disciplining in a happy state. You're disciplining because you're pissed off that they did something. So you're already in an angry state. And then you take something and you whip your child. And every time they do something wrong, you take and you whip your child. It just makes me cry. It does something to me when I think about it, because this is something that we stand on as Black parents, as a badge of honor. And I did it, and I say to myself, I wish I would have had this knowledge that I have now when I was raising my sons. Healing the mother line means allowing your mom, allowing your dad, understanding and letting things go. Let's go ahead and go into a guided release because this is deep. Let's take a second and let's breathe. Close your eyes. Picture your mom as a little girl. See her wounds. See her fears. See her limitations if you can. And now say silently, I release you and I release myself. Let's hold there for a moment. Take a deep breath, regulate yourself. See how your body is feeling right now. Take that moment with yourself right now. Love wherever you might feel uncomfortableness in your body, in your temple. Send love to that area right now. I want to ask you, and you can share or you can keep it to yourself. It is okay. But what healing with your mother would look like, or your expectations. Again, you do not have to say anything out loud, but I want you to just think about that and see what unlocks inside of you. And if you feel it in your watching, and you feel it, please feel free to share with us.
I can share. Well,
Sure.
ah, I'm doing a lot of different things that I shouldn't be. Okay. Hi. Um, so healing my relationship with my mom and really my expectations unlocked freedom for me. I stopped expecting people to love me in ways they didn't have the capacity to, and that shifted everything. It unlocked compassion instead of like resentment, discernment instead of defensiveness. Can you turn your phone volume down?
I did.
Or mute your, or you can, if you can mute your mic, Miss Enrique, because baby girl Josephina, she's unmuting. So since she's
It's muted.
unmuting,
I
you don't
can't
have
hear you no more, Raj. Everything's muted.
Okay, I'm on mute on TikTok. Hi. Well, now I can't hear myself on TikTok.
If you
Miss
mute
Enrique,
on
I'm
that,
saying, Miss Enrique, I'm saying you mute your mic. Oh, you said you don't know how to mute your mic on TikTok. Okay.
is that better? Go ahead, Josephina.
Hello. I can still hear myself.
I don't know. Try it now.
Hello. Is that fine? Because I just muted myself on TikTok.
Can you guys hear her on my TikTok?
Hi. Okay.
Okay.
Great.
He said good. Okay.
Lovely. Fantastic. But I was just saying, it unlocks compassion instead of resentment, discernment instead of defensiveness, softness instead of survival mode. And I realized not every woman was gonna hurt me just because one did. And that allowed me to show up in sisterhood without armor.
That is awesome. It is, for me, I guess I can reverse this and say my dad, because, my mom's been gone for 35 years. But my dad, how I changed my relationship with him, and still to this day, just learning for as a man, learning all of the trauma that he actually went through. And, sometimes it just makes you want to cry, for me, anyways, because you don't think about that. You don't think about those things when you are the child, that your parent was a child at one time. What did they possibly go through to make them so hard, and things of that nature. And so, as we're coming up to our close, um, I want to say this. First of all, thank my butterflies, thank the butterflies for being here and doing such a wonderful job. Again, this is part of, if you come into purification, the 5 S's, or any of our leadership groups, that you'll see this is a part of what we do. Um, let's roll out. Healing the mother line doesn't mean reconciliation is required. It means restoration inside of yourself. So when women heal their mama wounds, you will find that you can collaborate better. You lead stronger. You trust wisely. And you can build sustainably. So at Pi, we don't just talk about healing, we build after healing. We create sisterhood without competition. We teach women how to lead without trauma, or trauma driving the room. We turn pain into projects here, and then we turn those projects into profit. And so we here would like to offer a warm invitation to you. If tonight resonated with you, we want to let you know you're not broken. You are simply becoming. You are free to join us, join our cohorts. We have retreats coming soon. We have leadership spaces. We are building women who heal, build, and collaborate. So our link is in the bio on TikTok. And this is your invitation to stop surviving alone. If you're a man and you're here and you have sisters, aunties, that need, a group that is multi generational, intergenerational, interfaith, all those things, we are here. We would love to serve. Eventually, one day, um, the emperor will show up and the men's side will show up. But I don't do men. We focus on women. And tonight we're talking about healing the mother line, freeing us as daughters, in building the future for our whole community. We do not male bash at Purifications. We actually elevate our men. We love our men. We respect our men over here. Honey, you better ask somebody. You'll never hear us bashing our brothers. You will always hear us uplifting and wanting to work with our brothers and working on ourselves so that when our brothers come along, that we actually are healed sisters, that you can communicate with, that you can walk with. Raj and I are single. I don't know about Josephina. I think hers is complicated. I don't know what she's going on. I think she's kind of single. We don't know. Ashley's married, and so we love our brothers. We actually do love our brothers. We will not man bash. We will absolutely not. I don't even let us talk about men in a negative way in Pi, because I believe that life and death is in the power of our tongue. And if we want good men, right, then we don't just talk about bad men. No, we don't do that. And same was, we don't bash our sisters either. We don't bash our sisters. We don't talk about our sisters. We don't do any of that. This is a place for healing. We focus on the H, healing, not the H, the haters. The H, the healing. Okay. And with that being said, thank you so much, Ramon, for being with us. We appreciate you. He says, Ramon FBI sent Ashley the GOAT. All right.
Hilarious. I also want to say a big thank you to Dr. Jean Clark Mitchell on YouTube. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate you.
Dr. Jean, I didn't see you. I can't see you. Oh, there you are. Hey, Dr. Jean. Uh-oh, he said wink, wink to you, Rashani. All right now.
That's just a gift.
We all go into your page after. You know this, right? Check you out. You know this, right? But we definitely appreciate you, Dr. Jean. I love you. Appreciate you. Dr. Jean is fantastic, y'all. She is somebody that I really think highly, highly, highly of. Somebody we have asked to sit on our board when we get ready for things to get going. She also has a group that she takes to Africa, and they do lots of things. She has a young ladies group that she's a part of as well. I think they're out of California. I'm not quite sure. But so she does a lot. She's also a part of, welcome to my page anytime. We sure will come on over there. She's also a board member of Massachusetts Women of Color Network. So that's how I know me and Sister Jean. Don't tell nobody I try to hook up with my daddy.
Hilarious. Also, correction, Dr. Jean joined from LinkedIn, not from YouTube.
Our LinkedIn worked.
Yes.
Hi, LinkedIn. Hi, LinkedIn family. Good to see that I didn't know that it worked. So that's good to know. All right, y'all. It is 8:00. Our time has come to an end for Pi Talks. We are so thankful. And guess what, y'all? We are going to a network very soon. So Pi Talks is actually being picked up, and we will be on a big network very soon. So never despise small beginnings, and know that great things are in store for you, for us, and we're sending y'all so much love. Check us out. The link is in our bio, or go to our page, piepurifications.com. Read about us, refer people to us, walk with us. We love you. Thank you so much for being with us. Have a good evening from my heart to yours. See you later.